Hi guys, so I do apologize that my voice sounds a little weird. I haven't been feeling that terribly great. Um, but I'm gonna do Cedar Point. I'm ranking all of their roller coasters, 18 of them. Yes, Pipe Scream is counted officially by them as a roller coaster. Um, and each of them are going to have a little video just going to show them what they do. Um, Cedar Point, located in Sandusky, Ohio, is an absolutely fantastic park for any roller coaster lover to go to. It's a must go to park, and you can't do it all in one day. You need at least a couple days here to hit up all the roller coasters. Um, so, with that being said, here is my opinion of all the roller coasters ranked. Number 18 roller coaster at Cedar Point is going to be Wilderness Run, formerly known as Junior Gemini, located in Camp Snoopy section of the park. This was actually the first roller coaster ever built by Intamin, so that's pretty cool. But it is really just, a kiddie coaster. Nothing too spectacular. It only goes 6 miles an hour max, only 19 feet high, 443 feet long. So not that impressive, but I do think it's pretty cool that it was the first ever coaster built by Intamin. My number 17 spot, we have Woodstock Express, which is actually the only roller coaster in the park by Vekoma. Um, it's a kiddie coaster too, located in Camp Snoopy as well. It's not really that impressive. 43 feet tall. It does go faster than Wilderness Run at 28.5 miles an hour. And it's 1,099 feet long. But, it's just more of a kids/family coaster. It's not really that thrilling. There is a lot better, exciting coasters at Cedar Point. And my number 16 spot is the Cedar Creek Mine Ride. Um, Normally I like mine rides, but for some reason I'm just not a big fan of the Cedar Creek Mine Ride at Cedar Point. I think it's rough. I don't think it's a comfortable ride. Um, I'm not even really too terribly tall. My knees hit against it. It's just, it could be a lot better than what it is. I think, I wish it was really more, wooded than what it is. It is wooded, but, like Adventure Express in Kings Island, I think is a much better mine ride. I mean, this one is older. I still usually will ride it every time I go to Cedar Point. Um, but it's just not a favorite. It's just uncomfortable. I'd rather ride another coaster here than this one. Number 15 spot, we have Pipe Scream. And some people are like, well, how in the world did you rate this above Cedar Creek Mine Ride? This is a kid's coaster. I actually really like these type of coasters. I think they're a lot of fun, enjoyable, and they're smooth. This is a lot smoother than the Cedar Creek Mine Ride. And it's just really fun. Like, I've always liked it. Like, and I like the one at Kings Island too. Um, they're just an enjoyable ride. Number 14, I have as Wicked Twister. Um, Wicked Twister, um, it's just short. There's not a lot to it. I mean, yeah, it goes fast, but it's just not, there's not a lot to it. I don't find it to be too interesting, too great of a ride. Um, so that's why I put it at number 14. Number 13 is the Corkscrew. It is an older ride, one of the older rides there. It was a record breaker when it came out for the inversions. I think it's really cool how it does. The loops are over the midway when people are walking under you. Um, it's a little short. Yeah, it is rough. Um, I've noticed though, if you try to lean forward right when you're going through the loops, it does help with the roughness. I think a lot of that is just the restraints, honestly. Like, if they could improve the restraints, I feel like it'd be a much better ride. Um, I mean, I still will ride the ride. I mean, it's definitely not one of my favorites, but I don't necessarily hate it either. Um, or else I would, if I didn't like it, then I wouldn't have ranked it at 13. I would have ranked it a lot lower than 13. But again, Cedar Point, a park with so many coasters, does have better coasters than this. Number 12 spot is going to go to Blue Streak. While it's definitely not the tallest, fastest, or longest wind roller coaster in the world, it's older, not particularly record breaking by any means. I have a real appreciation for Blue Streak. I love the blue color. I think it's pretty. Um, I don't find it to be too terribly rough, but then again, I never ride in the back of a wooden roller coaster. That's just something I'm never do and I'm never going to do. So, that could be why I don't think it's rough. And being a huge fan of wooden roller coasters, obviously I like them. So, I'm going to like Blue Streak as well. And I think um, again, it's not the most thrilling coaster in the park, but I mean, it's definitely a good, solid coaster. Number 11 I have is Rougarou, formerly known as Mantis when it was a stand-up coaster. Um, it's an okay coaster. It's not exactly great, but it's not exactly terrible either. It's just kind of okay. Um, in a park with a lot of coasters, this one's just okay. Like, it's just literally just okay. Like, it's there. Um, I found it a little bit, kind of a little rough, but it's not terribly rough, and it's not a lot of rough either. I think it was record breaking when it opened as Mantas as a stand up coaster, but obviously nowadays that's not really breaking any records as a floorless coaster conversion. Um, there's better coasters here. I mean, definitely check it out, but it's just okay. At my number 10 spot, I have Iron Dragon, the aero suspended coaster here at the park. And I think these aero suspended coasters are seriously underrated. They have held up great to the test of time. This Iron Dragon's 31 years old, and it's still smooth. It's really intense. I love the swinging ride vehicles, and I love how it does go over the water. It has two lift hills. Well, with that being said, I do feel like the Bad at Kings Island is a little better than Iron Dragon. But Iron Dragon, seriously, an underrated coaster. It deserves more recognition than it gets for sure. My number 9 spot, I'm gonna give it to Raptor. Um, the B&M inverted coaster at the park. When it opened, it was the tallest, fastest, and longest inverted coaster in the world. But of course, that's done been passed. Um, it is smooth. It is pretty forceful. It's a good ride, an enjoyable ride. I really don't have anything bad to say about Raptor. I think Banshee at Kings Island is better, but and I do think there's better inverts out there in general. But this is a solid inverted coaster. This is a solid coaster. Um, it's a great ride, and it is a lot of fun. I do enjoy Raptor. At my number 8 spot, I have Gemini, the racing twin coaster hybrid here. I don't think Gemini is rough for its age. And when you actually do race on Gemini, it's so much fun. And Cedar Point is usually pretty good at having Gemini race. So that's always fun. And it is considered a hybrid coaster, and I guess you could technically kind of consider the Mine Ride a hybrid coaster as well, but I think that thing is rough. And this one I don't think is rough, and I really do enjoy Gemini a lot. And besides it being a good ride, it's fun because you have that racing element along with it. Number 7, I have to put Valravn at number 7. Um, Unlike some people, I think dive coasters are fun, are enjoyable, especially in the front row. Definitely gives that great experience there. Just like I really like launch coasters too. Just that sudden intensity, sudden drop, or sudden shootout, or whatever it's doing, I like. Again, it's gonna be newer. It's gonna be smooth. Usually you can't really go wrong with the B&M. So, um, in this case, Cedar Point did good. The second drop was a little bit disappointing, but not terrible. But that first drop is great. Really liked it. I overall though, I did really like this coaster. My number 6 pick, I feel like is going to be really controversial. A lot of people are going to throw me for a loop for this one. Going to be like, "You're stupid. I don't agree with you at all. What is wrong with you?" Whatever. Millennium Force. Millennium Force opened as the first Giga Coaster in the world and was briefly the tallest and fastest in the world. And that was 2000, obviously, Millennium. Um, but by Intamin, my problem with Millennium Force is where it's not higher is because it is seriously overhyped for what it is. Like, this coaster, it is so overhyped. Like, can you stop, please? Just, it's great, okay? Like, if this coaster wasn't great, it wouldn't be this high up on my list. The thing of it is really overhyped. And after the first drop, it's just kind of like, what is going on? Like, it's not even that really too great after the first drop. I mean, it's like the first drop is the main feature and the rest of it's kind of eh. But I still do really enjoy the ride, and I know a lot of people do as well. I do like Millennium Force. Putting it at 6 doesn't mean I don't like the coaster. I just feel like for what it is, that there's some better coasters at Cedar Point that, as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and rank them above Millennium Force. And we're going into the top 5, and at my number 5 spot, Gatekeeper. For those of you that have done tuned out because Millennium Force is ranked lower than Gatekeeper, oh well, but for those of you that are still watching, thanks so much. I think Gatekeeper is so cool. Like, it is smooth, and yes, I have rode other wing coasters, so anyway, it's smooth, it's cool. How it's right there when you enter, so pretty. I think it's a pretty coaster. But my number one thing with this coaster, the near miss keyhole elements, like I swear, I love the near miss elements. Um, It just adds an extra thrill to this coaster for me. Taking my number 4 spot is going to be Top Thrill Dragster. Again, could be a controversial pick. Um, it is super intense. Really tall. Love that, but it's really short. Like, if this coaster was longer, I would definitely rank it higher. But it was still super intense, super fun. You're just like, wow, what was that when you get off? Um, and I do really like Top Thrill Dragster though. Taking my number 3rd spot, we have Magnum XL-200. Again, could be a controversial pick. I do not find this coaster rough at all. And first coaster to hit over 200 feet. Um, Built way back in 1989. I love the airtime on this coaster. I do feel like it's better than Millennium Force. Millennium Force is a great ride, don't get me wrong, but this was actually the first coaster I rode at Cedar Point, so it's a little bit of a nostalgia for me. Usually I do like aero coasters quite a bit also. I know, controversial again. But I do really like this ride. It's a great ride, guys, for real. Taking my number 2 spot is going to be still Vengeance. I feel like this could be controversial as well. Um, I love the airtime hills at the beginning. It's tall. It's great. It's a long ride. So smooth. It's incredible. Rocky Mountain Construction has done it again with this coaster. Personally, I feel like this is my favorite REMC or REMC. This is an electric company. RMC that they have done. My gosh, I love this ride. There's really nothing bad about this coaster at all. They took it from Main Street, which I feel like a lot of people hated that ride. I was not a big fan of that ride. That ride was so rough. My gosh, and I love wooden coasters. Well, they took it from that and turned it into this lovely hybrid and did such a wonderful job with it. Just look at that. Look at that turn right there. Um, for real though, guys, great ride. You have to go to Cedar Point and you have to ride this coaster. My number 1 spot goes to none other than Maverick. Maverick has been my number 1 coaster at Cedar Point for a while now. It might not have the stats, but Maverick just proves that you do not have to be record breaking to be incredible. You go up that lift hill so fast. Like, you're up there in like no time at all. And then the beyond vertical drop, the crazy bank turns, the speed, the launches. I love the launch right after the tunnel. And like the slogan, the wildest ride in the West. This ride is wild. The intensity is what makes this great. I don't have a problem with the restraints either. I do like the restraints on Maverick. Um, so again, this is definitely my number 1 pick at Cedar Point. And I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And I will also be linking all the links to the YouTube channels with the videos that I have used. Their clips in this video as well. So make sure to go check out all those wonderful people as well. And thank you so much.